When I come home from work each day, I take the long, long, long way. I walk for miles, giving myself little interviews, asking myself what I think and what I'd say if anyone ever asked me. That is a real question, worth answering. Oh, I go on and on, just thinking, linking thoughts that expand like the plants. I smell the foul waters of our industrial wasteland and notice how giving, how self-fulfilling life continues to be. I feel the heavy, hovering seeds of the sweetgrass in my calves, my knees, my thighs. It's already been mowed repeatedly. Still, it rises, keeps on rising, hiding surprises. I watch out for snakes, avoid ladybugs. The spiders I don't mind, just respectfully decline. Oh, I go on and on. I see all kinds of backyards and railroad tracks, skipping over iron quartz, granite, shale, and chalk. And around there, down in the marsh off the highway where the lake connects the parks, the death stench rises. And in the daylight, you can see the homeless camps. Well, there's a spot off the bike path marked by a wobbly rock, and if you sit on it just right, it is still. And you're nearly in the waterfall where the mosquitoes barely hover. And today, it was covered in styrofoam and plastic bottles. All these plastic bags. I can nearly feel the occasional splat of water bouncing off rock, though I dared not go near. I just stared. No matter what protection might keep safe, only exposure can keep alive. So instead of direct exhaust pipe, I take a little at a time for some 8 miles or 9 through the moss and dragonflies and drainage pipes. Occasionally I'll mistake the sound of water flowing for a car coming. It's eerie how recurrence fluctuates like the ellipses of orbits based on gravity and reality. Take, for example, our behavior throughout history and how we grew and grew and grew, despite it never having been depicted accurately, in spite of having been mowed down consistently. It goes the same every time, just a little differently. On and on. By the time I get home, I know I've been somewhere that day. My body records history far more accurately than my brain. Well, it locks away the poem I composed when my love grew big enough to console the spray-painted tree. Everything below my waist shows evidence of having changed. From setting off to arriving, I made a deal with death. And from breath to brawn, I noticed that the real world is carrying on where we young children go, off the bike path, in the toxic water families fish in for crawdads, into the wood of roses and spiders where every movement must be exact, on the short plateau off the overpass where the bindweed overgrows sage and chicory and flax, off the bridge where the mallards gather in bachelor packs after all the teaching has been done, on the concrete encased rocks that oxidize the sidewalk encased troughs further down past the mullein and thistle and salsify mounds. Oh, I go all around to the places where I know I'll be afraid. And there I teach myself the minerals, the insects, the plants, all the many sovereignties of these fellow species. I learn their languages. Some I kill, and some kill parts of me. To some, I'm safe to say hello. To some, I'm just a free show. Recurrence doesn't make it any easier, or any less true. But each time around, I'm different and notice a more unified truth, a more beautiful flower, a more dangerous neighbor, how fun sound is in a tube. Each step earns me something I've never felt paying rent, and it's true. I've never paid it late. I suppose that's the difference between pretending I can own what I play for and knowing that I belong to this place, and it's got my number sure as I play my way in the power grid. I ask myself what I think about that. Then I tell myself what I'd say if anyone ever asked me. That is, something I'd have to think about before answering. And those answers link to an ever-broadening understanding that I think would be shaped like the plants if anyone ever tried to map the long, long, long way I take when I come home from work each day.